Recording. There we go. Today is National Inventors Day. National Inventors Day. We're celebrating inventors. So I did some research because I was like, I can't really think of any inventors. Maybe like Thomas Edison inventing the light bulb. But then I learned Thomas Edison didn't actually invent the light bulb. Then I was like, wait, now I don't know anything about inventors. So then I looked up some inventors and I found some. They're pretty cool. Thomas Jennings was the first African American or Black man to receive a patent, which is cool. So he invented dry cleaning, like how to wash fancy clothing. Pretty decent. Cool. Lydia Villa Komarov, she is a Mexican American woman who has her doctorate in the United States, and she has a patent for DNA and protein synthesis. I don't know, sounds pretty awesome. Dr. Patricia Bath, she invented a tool for eye surgery, which I thought personally was cool because I'm thinking about having eye surgery. Madam C.J. Walker created a line of hair care products specifically for Black women, which is super awesome. And then Luis van Ahn invented Duolingo. And I was like, oh, cool. But here's what I think was funny. He also invented the I am not a robot, those little like check boxes on the login sites. So this dude is the reason why you gotta like press that button. And he like helps make the internet like a little bit more safe, which is pretty cool. So I was like, dang, all right, I'm here for that. So we've got that going on. Today we're gonna be working on assignment 27. And if you know Nayeli, Cameron, or Adrian, it's their birthday this weekend, so you can check in with them. Cool. Sweet. Today we have some announcements, basically just housekeeping and then talking about last Tuesday's assignment. We're going to skip 2 and 3 because y'all have already done them, and we'll jump straight into the assignment. Okay. So just some housekeeping because I know y'all do like real important, interesting things. Okay. One thing I've noticed is that I put this like big box here for you to put your notes in. And then sometimes y'all put like little baby like assignments in there. So it'd be super helpful for me if you could make it take up more of the page so that I can actually read your writing. Right now, I'm just like going in and like changing the size of it so that I can, or like zooming in really far to see what you wrote there. It would be awesome if it could take up more of the page, kind of like this one here. This is like ideal situation. It is okay, Blanca. Ideal situation is this. I also don't know if you know this. If you double click, let's say you put a picture in and then you double click on it, it brings up these little like arrow things, and then you can actually crop your photo, and then you press enter and it makes your photo like smaller, which is pretty cool. So if you didn't know that already, you double click on it, double click, and then it will like make, and then you drag in the corner. So you can do that from all the sides or from the corner too, if you want, like that. So like if I do this, it crops it. Cool. Okay, so I would love for it to look like this so I could actually read your work. That's totally fine. One like above and beyond thing that you could do is sometimes there's like part 1 and part 2, and Kimbo like split hers into part 1 on this picture and part 2 on this picture. If you don't want to do that, that's fine, no big deal. But it is cool if that does come up for your assignment. So that's just some housekeeping. If you want to keep doing it like this, I'll just keep zooming in and like squinting my old eyes at your work. That's fine. Cool. My second announcement is about last week's or Tuesday's assignment. We dropped to 76. I also know that this is like because that was kind of challenging, and like some of the problems were harder than expected. So I wanted to shout out all the people who turned it in, even though it was hard. Alfredo, Elia, Nevia, Anna, Angelica, Antoine, Ben, Blanca, Liz, Jan, JR, sorry, JR, Leslie, Elizabeth, Nick, Cheyenne, Ashley, Amy, Brittany, Diana, Michelle, Ale, Roxana, Angela, Geraldine, and Sarah. Thank you so much for turning it in. Appreciate you. If you haven't turned it in, it is okay. Please do turn it in ASAP, or you can come to office hours tomorrow. We can work on it together. If you don't have time to come to office hours, or you just want to get help on your own, I put a new section in Canvas where all the help videos will be. So if you want help for number 1 or number 2 or number 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 or 8, all of those videos are right underneath the assignment now. So I will keep updating this like all this every time that I make a new video. But when y'all text me and I send back a video, I usually upload those into Canvas so you can get some help or support with that. Okay. Okay. Does that part make sense? Our like where I can get help and also the housekeeping portion. We're making our pictures a little bit bigger. Amazing. Cool. Do we like that idea of videos? The videos like sometimes help. Anyone find them? Yeah. Okay. Okay, I'll keep doing that then. So that's great. Okay. I do want to know if you did the notes today. No worries if you did not do the notes yet. But I'm going to ask this question. Did you do the notes this morning? And if you took the notes, how well do you feel like you understand it? And sorry if you already did the assignment, you just choose the one that says I'm ready to start. Thank you to the 18 people who voted so far. Thank you. Looking for like, I think like 3 more people. All right. Okay. Here's where we're at. I'm just going to share this out. Looks like 16 people did it this morning. 4 people didn't do it. 2 people sort of did it. I get you. I hear it. Looks like 16 people are like feeling good. Some people have a few questions. A couple people didn't really understand. And then those same 4 people didn't do it. So appreciate you. It looks like we're in a good place to jump out here. So I'm going to just remind you of the colors. We've done this a few times, but red is if you didn't take the notes. Orange is if you want to work like in a breakout room on the assignment. Yellow is if you're going to stay and answer or like ask any questions. Or I'm sorry, stay and work with me. Green is if you have any questions. And then blue is you're ready and you want me to check and make sure that I got it on Canvas. Cool. Sweet. Let me look at Canvas here. Go ahead and tell me what color are you? You can tell me in the chat. What color are you? All right. Sara, I got your assignment. Thank you. You can head out. Alejandra, I got your assignment. You can head out. Geraldine, I got your assignment. You can head out if you want. Diana, I got your assignment. You can head out if you want. Thanks for being here. All right, if you're yellow, stick around with me. If you are orange or red, feel free to pop into a breakout room. You should have the breakout room buttons at the bottom, right? No problem if you are orange or red. I'm not going to be sad, but you'll pop into a breakout room. You should see the breakout rooms. Is there anyone who does not see a breakout room? Anyone who needs a breakout room that doesn't see one? Don't see the breakout. JR. You might have to go to more. JR on the bottom, do you see mute, video, share, reactions, and then more? Do you see more somewhere? You might have to click that to go to the breakout room. What do you see? Do you see like mute and share and stuff? You don't nowhere where you can like unmute yourself? Are you on your phone? Oh, no, it's fine. You don't need to unmute. But I was just gonna say if you're on your computer, you should see all those buttons like on the bottom. But if you're on your phone, then the breakout room like pops up on like the top left corner. But I can try to move you again and see what happens. Try that maybe. All right, my friends. If you're here, if you're yellow and you're working with me, you're welcome, JR. If you're yellow or green and you're working with me, if you're green, I would love to know what your questions are. If you're yellow, I would love to know what problem you want to work on. Even if it's just like, Miss, I want to work on number 1. That sounds good to me. As I get this reset up on the sharing. Cool, cool, cool. Tell me what number you want to work on. Antoine, I think you sent that straight only to me. You could send to everybody. No problem. Cool. Okay, let me start with this. Are there any questions from the notes that you were like, wait, WTF, what is happening? Sorry, I shouldn't use Hearst letters. What the heck? Were there any that you were like, what the heck? No? We're feeling okay with the notes. Okay. All right. Which ones would make the most sense for chatting through? 7, 7, and 8. Okay. Yep, we can do those for sure. 7, 8, 13. Any others? We can do them as they come up too, but just an initial start here. 16. Sweet. All right. I just want to encourage you to come off mute. Feel free. This is a small group, not a problem. I mean, it's not a problem in big groups too, but I know that can be scarier, but feel free to come off mute at any point. I love working with students in real life. So we'll make this happen. Cool. So we have number 7. How do I get rid of a square root? How do we get rid of a square root?
Multiplied by square.
Yep, we square it, right? So we square it here. It's going to cancel here, cancel there. We get x over 10 equals, this is actually going to cancel too. So square root and square will cancel. Leave me with 2x minus 114. For sure. All right, so then now we don't have any square roots left, so we just have to solve it. So how do I see divide by 10. What's the opposite of divide by 10?
Multiply by 10.
For sure. So I'm going to multiply by 10. And what I do on one side, I of course have to do on the other side. I'm going to put the 10 over here just because I know I'm going to have to distribute it into both of these things. So I get x, whoa, come on, you can do it. X equals 20x minus 1,140. All right, so that same 114, just adding a 0. All right, next step.
Combining the like terms.
So I have x here and x here. So since the number is already over here, I'm going to move the 20 over there. I could move the X over here and then the number over there, but since it's already here, I'm going to move it over here. So I'm going to subtract 20 X's to go to the other side. So I have negative 19X equals negative 1,140. And then I'm hoping that that's going to give me a whole number when I divide by negative 19. And I get X equals 60. Yeah, Elizabeth, thank you. For sure. So I got 60. I'm looking for that in a, yeah, I see that in the blue box here. So I'm thinking, okay, that must be my answer. So hopefully I'm going to get 60 when I do number 8. My humans who wanted to go over 7, does this confirm, deny, make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense now. I was just like nervous because of fractions, but it was actually easier than it looked. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I feel that for sure. I'm sure this will be like the question that people have the most questions on, and it's almost always because of the fraction. So yeah, no problem. It's division, right? So the opposite of division, multiplication. We just don't, honestly, we just don't practice it very much in Algebra 1. And so since we don't practice it very much in Algebra 1, it gets like a little scarier when we get up. Cool. Okay, Alvia, awesome. All right, so same thing for this one, right? For number 8, we're gonna square both sides. Square root, square cancel, square root, square cancel. 72 minus X equals X over 5. So since we have a fraction, it looks scary. How can we get rid of the fraction?
Multiply by 5.
Multiply by 5. Same thing on this side. So we get X equals, ooh, someone help me. 360? Question mark?
Yeah.
360. Cool. Thanks, Anna. 360 and then minus 5x. So since the 360 is already here and there's an x over there, I'm just going to bring these 5x's over. So I get 360 equals 6x. And divide by 6, divide by 6. X equals 60. X equals 60. Thank you, Stephanie. See you tomorrow. Cool. So we got 60, which is awesome because that's what we got for 7. They should match. Such a fancy assignment that our answers match. This is one of my favorites. But then I made all these ones match, and then I got to the other ones, 11 through 16, and I was like, it's too hard to make them match. So they don't match. All right, that was 7 and 8. Elvia and Antoine, I think you all asked for those. Do those make sense now? Just the fraction that was making us crabby?
Yeah, it was just a fraction. It makes sense now.
Okay, cool. Okay, awesome. I'm gonna move all this off of here. And then 13 was next, right? Yeah, 13. Fractions throw everyone up. I know, right? They definitely do. They don't have to be that scary though. I think we hype them up more in our head than anything. We're just not like confident with them. And so then we're like, but when we're confident with everything else, that becomes like the scariest part. Definitely. Okay, how can I get started with 13?
You had to square because they're both already simplified.
So square root and square cancel. And I get 2x minus 4. That's the easy side. What do I have to do with the other side? Whoa, what is my iPad keeps tripping out?
You have to use the box because it has a square.
I have to use the box. So I might do that like off to the side over here. I have x minus 2, x minus 2, x squared, negative 2x, negative 2x, positive 4. We feel pretty comfy with the box, right? Yeah. Okay, cool. Great. All right. Just wanted to make sure we weren't like, I wasn't skipping it. So yeah, Lisbeth, we get x squared minus 4x plus 4 equals 2x minus 4. All right. Where do we go from here?
You gotta like move everything all. So basically, subtract 2x and add 4.
I'm going to do those both at the same time. So both of these are going to cancel out. It's going to equal 0. And then over here, I'm going to have x squared, negative 4 and negative 6 make negative, negative 4 and negative 2 make negative 6. And then I have positive 8. Cool. All right. What do I do from there?
Now you have to like split them up. I don't know how to explain it, but like the two different brackets, and then you'll put x in both of them on one side, and then one has to be I believe one has to be negative and one has no, or is it both negative? This is the part where I got stuck.
Yes. So we have to think of two numbers that multiply to get positive 8 and add to get negative 6. So can you think of the numbers? Let's not worry about the plus and minus. Can you just think of the numbers that multiply to get 8?
2,
4 and 2.
4.
4 and 2. Yeah, perfect. 4 and 2. And then since it has to add up to negative 6, what do you think the signs need to be, Antoine?
Both the negatives.
Both negatives, just like that. If you're looking for like a trick, Antoine, my teacher taught me that if it's a plus sign right here, then they are the same sign. So if it's a plus sign, they're either both minus or both pluses. And if it's a minus sign, then one's positive, one's negative.
Oh, okay. Oh, Miss Jolie had told me that, but I completely forgot that. Now that you
Yeah,
say it, I remember.
yeah, for sure. No problem. All right. So then what are our x possibilities here?
Positive 4 and positive 2.
Positive 4 and positive 2, for sure. Positive 4 and positive 2. And then I need to check. Would you all prefer to check by hand or would you prefer to check on the calculator?
Calculator.
You like the calculator? Okay. Are we okay using Desmos? Yeah. Okay. Elizabeth, I'll show you by hand too. So I need to plug in. What I'm basically going to do here is I'm going to plug in the left side and the right side, right? So I'm going to plug in the left side, like this part as my first y, and this part as my second y. So I'm going to plug in x minus 2. That's my first part. My second part is square root of 2x minus 4. So I plugged in the left side, plugged in the right side, and now I'm looking for my solutions, the place where they touch. And I see that there's one right here and one right there, one right here and right there at x equals 2 and x equals 4. So both of these are correct solutions. Elizabeth, if I wanted to do this by hand, I'd say, okay, I have x minus 2 equals square root of 2x minus 4. If I was testing 4, I would do 4 minus 2 equals square root of 2 times 4 minus 4. This would be 2 equals the square root of 8 minus 4 is 4. Square root of 4 is 2. 2 equals 2. So I know that 4 is a good answer. And then I'm going to do the same thing with 2. So 2 minus 2 equals square root of 2 times 0 minus 4. 2 minus 2 is, wait, did I mess something up here? No. 2 minus 2 is 0 equals square root of 2 times 0 would be 0 minus 4 would be negative 4. That is very confusing. What did I mess up? Does anyone see a mistake? I should get,
The
I
two,
say that again?
the two next to the two in the radical.
Yes, thank you, thank you. I was like, what the heck? I know this is the right solution. I just saw it on my calculator. I put in 0 because I was thinking 0 already. So I should have 4 minus 4, which is 0. Then I have 0 equals 0, like that. So that is also a correct solution. So you can do it by hand. Thank you. I don't know who came off mute, but thank you for telling me. Who was that?
I think that was Lisbeth.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Lisbeth. Thank you, thank you. And thanks, Antoine.
Wait, question before we move on. Okay, I tried to put it in the calculator and it kept on giving me undefined, and I was like so confused.
How did you put it in the calculator?
So what I did is like I put the original like that, like how you did it, and then what I did was I plugged the whatever X is in after. But it just kept on like one would go through and then the other one would say undefined and I didn't know why.
Okay, so let's say I put in 4 here, right? Then I should get, so I took out the X, right, and put in a 4, took out the X, put in a 4. I got 2 and 2, so I know that those work. And then if I put in a 2 here and a 2 here, then both of them get 0. Um, I'm not 100% sure without seeing what you put in your calculator, Antoine, but my guess is that maybe the minus 4 was like accidentally on the outside, like that, rather than on the inside of the square root.
Okay. I was just
Yeah, that might have been it. Or like maybe it was like um, maybe like you put in 0 like I did, or like a different number like I did, and then it came up undefined like this. That's
yes, something like that. Yeah.
that's because think about this, like if this is a 0, right? 2 times 0 is 0, and then negative 4, the square root of a negative is undefined.
Okay.
So
And then I went off a -4 inside there too. It didn't work. It said undefined too. So does it not work with negatives or
right, it's not going to work with, you can't take the square root of a negative number. So
okay.
if you ever have the square root of a negative, it's that imaginary number situation. Um, so like technically an answer does exist, but it's called no real solutions when there's undefined there.
Okay, perfect. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, no problem. All right. Are there any last questions on 13? Feeling okay on 13? All right. Cool. All right, let's try 16. Uh, oh, that really didn't work. All right, there we go. All right, so we have 16. We have square root of 4x plus 9 equals x minus 3. All right, what should we do with this one?
Square because it's already simplified.
When you say simplified, Antoine, what do you mean?
So like there's no number. Say if it was like plus four plus the radical of x squared. I mean 4x squared plus 9. So if it
Mhm.
was a number on the other side, you had to bring it to the other side, which is the x minus 3.
Mhm. For sure. Yeah, I would use maybe the word isolated. Does that make sense? It's like by itself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Cool. So it's already by itself. Square root and square cancel. 4x plus 9 equals. Did anybody do the box yet? We're going to use the box for this.
I believe is x squared minus 6x
Mm-hmm.
plus 9.
Yep, perfect. All right. The x squared is on this side and it's already positive, so I'm going to leave everything over here. So move the 4x and the 9 over. So minus 4x minus 9. And I get 0 equals x squared minus 10x. And that makes 0. So I'm not going to write anything. All right. Do y'all remember how to factor when there's not a number here? What kind of factoring can I do here?
Question. Wouldn't it be the same number since it cancels out? I don't know.
What do you mean? Like, because there's an x on both of them?
No, since usually there's a number at the end, the most number. So since that, never mind. I asked the wrong question. It would be if you're adding. Never mind.
Yeah, good thought, good thought. Right, if it was the same numbers, if this one doesn't exist and there was like a plus 16 over here or minus 16, that would be when we have like the same numbers. Yeah, the butterfly one. I don't really know what the butterfly one is. We could do GCF though. Is there something in common that we can take out of both of these?
Oh, an X. Oh, I forgot.
Yeah, don't sleep on GCF. So then what would be left over?
Oh, it would be X minus 10.
X minus 10, just like that. X minus 10. So then what are our two solutions?
X equals 0 and X plus 10.
Not X plus 10, just X equals 10.
X equals 10.
Yes, perfect. Okay, so two possible solutions. I'm going to go to my calculator. Elizabeth, if you want to plug them in, you can. But it sounded like we liked calculator a little better. So square root 4x plus 9. And then other one was x minus 3. Okay, how many? Oh, it's a little laggy. How many solutions do you see on this graph?
1.
Only one, right? So one of these is going to be extraneous. So I click on that one. My good answer is 10. And then 0 is extraneous. They're not touching at 0. So this one is extraneous. And that means that I'm getting a different number when I plug it in. So if I plugged in instead of x here, if I plug in 0, and then if I put in 0 instead of x here, one comes up positive and one comes up negative. So these are not true. They're not equal to each other. So that's why 0 is extraneous. Cool. Does that make sense for 16? Awesome. Great. Good, good. All right, I'm going to go ahead and bring everybody back from their breakout rooms so that I can let us go. Hi, team. Welcome back from your breakout rooms. Just getting a couple more people back here. All right, thank you for sticking around. Glad to see you here. I hope your last half hour was pretty productive. I want to just send out a quick poll. How are you feeling about our topic for today now that we've had some time to work on it? How are you feeling? Cool. Sweet. All right. Awesome. Thank you for your votes. Awesome. Looking pretty solid here. Okay, so if you're a 4 or 5, there should be good practice for you. If you have any questions and you run into any questions, feel free to send me a text. If you're feeling like a 3, no problem. I'm happy to help you. I have meetings until about 4 o'clock, but then after that, I'll be on my phone and I'm happy to chat with you via text or via email if you want some extra support. All of the questions that we went over today, I'll post into that video section on Canvas as soon as they process on YouTube. And then I will see you tomorrow. If you have office hours, make sure you know your schedule. And if you don't have office hours, I'll see you on Tuesday. Bye, y'all. Have an amazing day. Have a
Bye.
good one. Bye. Bye, Antoine. Adios. Bye. Bye, everybody.